Hey everybody, my name is Andrew Neary, and I'm the owner of Drinks and Dragons Board Game Cafe in Whippy. I'm joined by,
Uchechi Ezurike-Bosse.
and what is it that you do, Uchi?
Well, I am a business strategist. I am also an author, speaker, and also a wholesale expert. My two companies are My Empowered Living and Bossarike. So Bossarike is where I work specifically with product-based businesses, helping them scale into wholesale and Amazon.
See, I'm really glad you took that intro from me because there's no way that I could do all the cool stuff you do justice myself. Um, so there's been a lot of stuff going on with the shutdowns and everything like that. Have any of them or any of the new changes affected you directly in the work you do?
I think for me, it hasn't been that huge of an effect because I typically work with my clients online. I have a lot of clients outside of Canada and even outside of Durham region. So, I've been, some of our colleagues are joking where now everybody knows what Zoom is, which I've been using Zoom for many years, working with some of my clients and some of the online programs that I do. The biggest thing I'm seeing, obviously, is really trying to support my clients. Some of them, I have a client that's a travel agent, right? So right now her business is done because she's not doing any bookings. Client that is an RMT, she has her own bricks and mortar, and now she's done and she's just worried about the rent and everything else. So the biggest impact is really hearing the stories from my clients, and really my work has been the past couple this past week and change is really helping them pivot, right? What can we do? How can I help them get more things online and try to pivot that? So for me, it's just been really busy in terms of really being strategic with my clients and seeing how they can start to really pivot and set themselves for the long-term benefit down the road when all this thing is over, but also at the same time, what short-term things that they can do to, even though their business might be shut down, but at least some kind of cash coming into your business. So yeah, that's been where my biggest focus has been the past week.
Yeah, it's sort of a trial by fire on entrepreneurial pivoting right now. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if every business is going to be able to. Do you think that like there's enough opportunity for some hard pivots to make it through this? I mean, it's only been a week so far, but
Yeah, and there is some. So I'll give an example. I mean, my sister, she's also an RMT, and she also has her bricks and mortars that she goes out of, right? But one of the biggest things we talked about was what can you start to do? Because obviously the ministry for that the governing body for RMT says, we can't book. But then, we're able to look into it, and she's able to go. And the whole thing is, how can we utilize Zoom? How can we go do things online? And she realized that she can actually do exercise prescription with her clients online through Zoom, and she's able to still bill directly the insurance company. So basically, because she normally gives them exercises at the end, so now she's able to go through Zoom and then make sure that they're still doing their exercises, they have the correct form, so that way their treatment and their injury are progressing. And now that's something that she did not even think about before, because people always came in. She's doing stuff like that. There's somebody else that I knew where they had a lot of stuff with the school board where they went in and did some kids activity. Now she's taking it, in house, right? But right now she's being successful because, I'm a mom. I have a 5-year-old and I have a 9-year-old. So right now we're all just trying to figure out, how do we keep these kids engaged, because we're also supposed to be working. So now she's pivoted in terms of, okay, all her contracts is done because she can't be in schools and teach these programs with the kids, and the school was paying her, but now as parents we need her, so that's a need that we have. So she's actually, making money from that in this moment, right? So it's not easy for different businesses. There's obviously certain things that may be easier than others. Like I have a client where she does cooking for boosting your immune system. She's really busy right now because that is what everybody is thinking about now. So it's going to differ. Some people have a harder time. Obviously, let's say if that's a travel agent, it's a hard time right now. But one of the things I keep telling them is, what can you do with your skill set and something based in your business that people are struggling with right now? We know that everybody's at home. They need to do something with their kids. They're bored. What kind of, like, they need to keep their business going? What are people needing right now that you may be able to provide an immediate solution to? It may not be what you do every day, but that you can help, right? Maybe you have, I'm thinking about your business where I know sometimes you sell your physical games. Why not put it on Amazon, right? People are still buying from Amazon. Amazon, obviously, they're buying more toilet paper, all those needs, but maybe there's an opportunity to now become an Amazon seller, which is not difficult to do, and it doesn't really have to cost you a lot of money. and now put your products on Amazon and sell your products on Amazon and open yourself up to this huge platform that you not only get the Canadian access, but you also get access to the US market and the Mexico market under one platform. So it really depends on what it is that you do in your business, how you easily that you can pivot into some kind of online space that may allow you to sell and also fulfill a need that people have right now, because there is some need happening and some people will make more money than others for sure.
Yeah, that's a good idea with the retail actually through Amazon. It's
Yeah.
kind of been, when we were still able to do some of like the takeout retail or delivery, there's been a
Yeah.
lot more retail. But with the event side, the best thing I could come up with was doing something similar to Zoom with Roll20
Yeah.
and Discord and the kind of the chat ability to be able
Yeah.
to run kind of virtual Dungeons and Dragons and board game events. Um,
Absolutely. And if there's stuff for the kids, because right now, as a parent, we're like, if we can do something that keeps them occupied for like half an hour and an hour, where we can, do things around the house or even just get a breather, we're looking for that, right? Because we've been in the house with them. So there's a huge need for that. So anything like that is it's a great opportunity.
and kind of letting them go off on their own and play board game or video
Yeah.
games for a long time doesn't really help. So having some variety might be better.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Um, that's a pretty, I know there's a lot of opportunity for pivoting, and it's definitely going to require some creative thinking. But for businesses that might not be able to pivot as well or might need some assistance pivoting, are there any
Mhm.
programs you know about that might help them kind of do that, activate that?
I mean, right now, I would say it's not about pivoting per se, but there's obviously a lot of these government incentives coming out that at least will give them a sense of breathing room money wise. I actually do have an online workshop that I actually have it on my website where it was one that I charged for, but it was live and it was like um, a 3 hour workshop on multiple income creation. I talk about things like that, like about how do you take things online, maybe creating some type of online program, leveraging Amazon, maybe being an affiliate. I've offered that for free. I'm actually going to keep it free until it's online. It was pre-recorded, so I've been offering that for free to anybody who wants to watch it until I think it's April 15th or April 20th that I'll be taking it down. But I just felt called to make it free for people right now to see, just watch this 3 hour workshop. Some things may resonate, some things may not, some things you may be able to take advantage of right now, some things you may not, but at least it'll start to keep you thinking. Because for me, that's been the way I've built my business, right? Like if I only had the one thing, my one-on-one clients, people will not be, because right now they're all scared, so they're holding on tight to their income. Into their money, but I was able to have like my planners are sold on Amazon. So I mean, actually, just today I got money deposited from Amazon into my account because they're still selling it because it's FBA, it's in their fulfillment center. So that's still being sold on my behalf. I have an online program that's a business training that's part of a continuing education. Those people now it's become popular because the other continuing education programs where they need to be in person, they're not doing anymore. So that's still being done, right? They're buying it from my website and they go through that training. And so for me, obviously, it's not like a quick money thing. I built it over time and there's ways around it where you get the sales. But even if it's something that they can start to do right now that can set the foundation to prevent something like this happening in the future, right? Like this obviously caught everybody off guard. There's a lot of heart. It was easy for us people to prepare for this. It just sort of just happened. It almost felt like.
Yeah.
But now learning from this, the government is doing such a great job in terms of putting out things that's going to support. Take advantage of that, but learn from this. How can I start leveraging different opportunities out there? How can I start to implement different multiple income streams so that way I can build a safety net, right? Even if it's something where your Amazon affiliate, all it is just a safety net, right? Because I'm seeing people now because people don't want to go into the stores. Did you know that you can be an Amazon affiliate? Meaning anything that's sold on Amazon, which is everything now. If you can have an affiliate. So anything that's bought from your link, you get commission to, right? So if people are buying toilet paper, they can buy it through your link. I know for my website, I have a place where I recommend books that I love and different items, and that's all my affiliate links. So it's passive. It's not a lot of money, but I don't use it. I just keep it there, right? So these are the kind of things where let's use this opportunity for putting things in place that can help you, especially now that it's not busy, people aren't working. use this time, use what the government's giving you right now in terms of money, but also use this time to start to put some stuff in place in your business that's going to set you up down the road for long-term success, right? So there's a lot of things out there, but yeah, to go back answering your question, I do have that online workshop. I can definitely give you the information afterwards, but people can have the link, but it's there. You can watch it, and there's different strategies and different ideas that you can implement and see which one makes sense for you to do right away.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We can probably throw
Mm-hmm.
it right in our description of the
Mm-hmm.
episode, and
Perfect.
people can activate that. We'll try to get this thing out as fast as possible so they've got the most time to use it
Yeah.
that's available. And also, your planners are amazing. I've
Thank
definitely been
you.
using the one you gave me earlier this year. It's a great effect. So it's helped me a lot through this too.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's all about planning. I mean, you can't obviously you couldn't plan for this, but at least start to have the goals, start to have what it is that you want to do. Put some deadlines in place, have the accountability in place, and do that, right? So that was me. Like I have my planner, so I can still sell that, right? There's, like I said, there's the online piece, but there's contactless drop off if I need to do that as well. But yeah, that's one of my other income stream that I have that has helped me to be able to build my business to this level.
Um, Speaking of the awesome kind of books that you've been reading lately and your Amazon affiliate links,
Yeah.
are there any books you'd suggest anybody kind of read in this downtime to catch up on? Any shows that would be great while everything is slow and
Oh, I have so much. I mean, so there's two things. So podcast is great. I love it. So I'll definitely give you a link to my own personal coach. I mean, myself being a strategist, I'm a coach. I also have a coach because it's important because I also have my blind spots and things that I need to develop. But my own coach, Jim Fortin, he's got a great podcast and he's got a great program, and and he's really all about, because for me, it's all about right now your mindset. It's really about focusing on the outcome that you want, on the solution, because there's so much noise out there. There's so much energy of worry, of doubt, of panic, and understandably so. But it's so hard for us to see solutions when we're in that state, right? So
yeah,
for me, Jim Fortin, he's got these podcasts that talks about just different personal development things, how we, create our world from the inside out, which is a large part of the work that I do as well. So I can give you some links to his podcast. I love Jack Canfield and his success principle. Obviously, there's a great book called From Aspirations to Fulfillment, Bridging the Gap from Where You Are to Where You Want to Be. Total plug to my book. It's available. I mean, it's in stores at Indigo Chapter stores, which we can go into stores now, but you can also find it online on Amazon and also on Indigo Chapters as well. And that's just really about taking control of your inside state to be able to create what you want on the outside. That's just been a foundation and backbone to my work. Because really, right now is a time to fortify your mental game, because you can now go into that cycle of worry, 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 panic, 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 struggle, struggle, struggle. And that's what you're going to get: panic, 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 worry, 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 and struggle, 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 right? This is a time of, and it's so hard because we've been conditioned to allow our external conditions to dictate our internal state. But when we do that, we live by circumstance, and we need to start to live by choice. And that requires work, that requires conditioning to ensure that, yes, sometimes if in a negative place, don't hold on to the emotion, feel it out, and just, feel your emotions, but don't live in that negative emotion. Have that moment, let it go. And now, okay, what's the solution? What do I need to do? And there's a ton of different personal development books out there. Like I said, Success Principles is a great one. From Aspirations to Fulfillment is another one. I mean, I have so many books on the go, like all the time. So I actually have one that I actually really love. It's called Dollars Flow Easily to Me. It's really more on the, if you're really into the whole energy thing about just being in the flow and energy of money, that's really great. Not for everybody, but I love that book because it just shows you that you need to be in alignment with what you want and in your energy. It's something that I've done. It's something that I proves to me over and over again. It works for my clients. It works for me. And it's something that I always remind myself and I go back to all the time because, it's hard. It's hard because you see the news, you see people struggling. And then because that becomes your focus, it changes. So for me, I have empathy, but then I go to myself, okay, I got to turn that off. What do I want? And I journal. I journal on what I want. I journal on the state. I journal on the fact that, yes, this is happening on the outside. What do I want for myself? What do I want to see? Okay, money's still flowing, clients are still coming in, right? And today I had that. So um, it's been proven to myself all the time in the sense of what I focus on and give my attention to grows, and that's the work. So journal on what you want, read the books that keeps you inspired, be and be get to know what's happening and be aware, but don't be inundated with all of that negativity because it's just gonna put you in a downward spiral.
Definitely. And in terms of kind of escapism or reading something to, get out, maybe you're reading your active, heavy business book. Do you have any recommendations for something fun or a way to turn off for a minute?
Ooh, like a fun book and something that's not businessy. I'm
Definitely.
so yeah. Oh my god, all my books are like either business book or personal development books. I don't know the last. Oh, you know what? The book that I would actually recommend. The Alchemist is like my all-time, like hands down one of my favorite books, and it does have like a, would you want to call it like the personal development side to it, but it's just a great book that it's like a fable, like it's talks about this guy like for his personal legend. It's such a The Alchemist is one of like my hands down favorite books. So it's such a great book, and also another book about called Who Moved My Cheese. Like again, it's more of a business personal development book, but those are great ones that it's like a little short reads that you can do as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming on and chatting with me, Uchi. Is there any final tips you would give or any last words you think people should hear in this moment?
Yeah, I mean, I just honestly, I always just say this too shall pass. Just remember, I know it's hard. Take advantage, like look at all the different things that's being made available, go through it, ask the questions, ask for resources. There's tons of things out there, whether it's the Whitby Chambers, whether it's at BACD, Business Advisory Center of Durham Region, which I'm on the board of directors for. They can help give you support. So ask for support and really see all the different things that are out there to support you without the government incentive. Utilize it. But at the end of the day, as you're utilizing it, to stay in your energy. Your energy is everything, right? What you focus on expands. That is the number one thing I want you to really understand at this moment. And as much as craziness is happening right now, this too shall pass. It always does. And the biggest thing right now you can do is how can you set yourself up to be able to thrive after this, right? You will survive this, no question. You will survive this. Focus on that. But how can you now thrive after this, right? So just hang tight and this too shall pass, and just know to ask for support, ask for help, and just stay focused on the solutions and the outcomes that you want versus the worry.
That's actually been my phone lock screen for a few months as the this too
Yay!
shall pass. So that's a good
Yay!
timing for it.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. And
Thank,
I hope we talk soon.
yeah, thank you for having me.
No problem. Have a great one, guys.
Thanks.